All right. Hello, good evening, guys. Thank you for being on time. Sorry for starting late, but we're going to begin now. So, today is the last class, right? I have you there, Melissa, Mariana, Marcelo, Andrea, Fernando. Thanks for being here today. Before starting the new unit, you know that we're going to be like watching some videos in between these explanations. So please, the ones who are able to turn the camera, please turn on your cameras so that we can begin with today's class. That is going to be about superlative adjectives. Okay, so let's begin. To introduce this, I have a couple of questions and I have something that I'm going to ask you to analyze, please. And it's going to be one by one. And we're going to read first these four sentences, and I'm going to begin with you, please. Melissa, can you read the first sentence, please?
Hi, teacher. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Okay. He's taller than Peter. He's the tallest in the class. John
Okay,
is
until
more.
that part, Melissa.
Oh,
Until
okay.
that part.
I'm
The
sorry.
first two. All right, it's okay, the first two. I'm going to ask you this next question then, Melissa, for you also. He's taller than Peter, and he is the tallest in the class. What is the difference that you see between those two sentences, Melissa?
And the first one is comparing
Okay, good.
to two
Good.
people.
Great.
And in the second sentence is saying that Peter is or someone else is the
Mhm.
tallest of one group in this case.
Okay, that's great. That's a great analysis, Melissa. Thank you very much. You're
Thank you,
right.
teacher.
And the first one, it's in comparison between two people, two objects, right? In this case, two people. And in the second one, we have one people that is being like the one in one group. In this case, in the class. Now, examples 3 and 4, please, Marcelo. Let's read those two, please.
Okay, good evening, teacher. John
Hello,
is
good.
more interesting than Oliver. John is the most interesting person I've ever met.
There you go. Remember, this impact is going to be met, right?
Uh,
Great. Now, the same question for you, Marcelo. You can use the same words that Melissa used, but the idea here is practicing. What is the difference that you see between sentences 3 and 4, Marcelo?
uh, mm, you're putting more emphasis in interesting in sentence 4. It's more biggest than the others, and I think that's it. The fourth is superlative, and third is comparative.
Comparative. There you go. Thank you very much, Marcelo. You're right. In number 1 and number 3, we're talking about comparative adjectives, right? Taller or more interesting. In number 2 and number 4, we're talking about superlatives. The tallest and the most interesting, right? I'm going to go now with you, please, Fernando. Melissa and Marcelo mentioned like the big screen right of this. Now, what can you tell me about the verbs taller, the tallest, more interesting, and the most interesting? Why is the form different between those adjectives, Fernando? Why can't we say more taller? Why is that incorrect? Why can we say like interested or interested? Why is that correct or incorrect, Fernando? What do you say?
Good evening, teacher. In
Hello,
the
good evening.
well, in the first example, in he's taller than Peter. Yeah, in this sentence, is only a compare between two persons. No, but in the
Mhm.
second, when when we say for example, they're the tallest is the tallest one, the principal. No?
Good. Very good. Exactly. And extra question there that is here, Fernando. Is it correct if I say this, that one, more taller? What do you say?
No, no, teacher. It's incorrect if you say more tall. It's just tall.
Taller. Very good. And do you remember why? What is the rule for short adjectives and what is the rule for long adjectives, Fernando, in terms of comparative? Do you remember the rules?
I remember that it was because in the verb, when the verb has only one vocal.
Oh, syllable. Okay. Yes.
No.
If the adjective, right? If the adjective has one syllable, okay, good.
It is only with this suffix.
Okay. Yes, the suffix. Good. The ending that is er. Very good. And when it's long, when the adjective is long.
When the adjective is long or have more than one syllable, 2, 3, or more, we have to add the more before the verb.
There you go. Thank you very much. That is correct, Fernando. Great. So you have all the answers there. You remember everything, and that's great to know, guys. Now we can go to the next part. And actually, as we've been discussing and I have been, checking with you in the conversations, we're going to add some videos. All right. This is a very short footage of some videos in which you are going to listen to some superlatives. This, I think, it's kind of hard, at least the last segments of the videos that you're going to listen to, but it's interesting. Please try to listen to the superlatives without the subtitles. So these questions, I already had a conversation right now with Melissa, Marcelo, and Fernando. So Andrea, Abel, Mariana, Daniela, I may ask you questions about this, all right? So pay attention to these videos and try to listen to the superlatives.
Bruce's penthouse is now the safest place in the city.
Okay, you have it there, but I'm going to take it away. One more time.
His penthouse is now the safest. His penthouse is now the safest place in the city.
Okay, and one more time.
Bruce's penthouse is now the safest place in the city.
Until that part. Are you or were you able to listen to the superlative over there? Perhaps you read it, right? Because the captions appeared over there. But I'm beginning with you, Andrea. What were you able to listen or to understand? The superlative is like the most important thing, but any other words that you were able to understand?
Good evening, teacher.
Hello.
I can hear the safe test.
Okay, very good. That's the superlative you're telling me, right? The safe test. All right, we're going to check. Any other words that you were able to understand, Andrea?
No, teacher.
It's okay. Let's go to the next one. Abel, were you able to listen to any other words or expressions? Andrea is saying that she heard the safe test or something like that. Do you agree?
Yes, teacher. The other words that I can hear are penthouse. Bruce's penthouse is
Good.
Is the most safe. Is the safest place in the city.
Okay, great. You were able to hear to a very good number of words over there, Abel. So I think it's enough with you two. Then after that, I'm going to go with Mariana and Daniela. Let's play it again.
Bruce's penthouse is now the same.
Right? First, we have a name, right? Bruce. Then we have like the demonstrative, this. Then we have the word you said, Abel, right? This penthouse. Then we have expression.
Safest place in the city.
Is now And then we have the superlative that you were mentioning, the safest, right? And then the safest what? In the city? We're going to read that over here. And you have it over there, right? Bruce's penthouse is now the safest, right? Or no hay una T, como vamos a say, right? There is no T. It's going to be directly safest, all right? The safest place in the city. It means that it's very safe, that there is no danger in that place. So that's superlative, right? That's part of the movie The Dark Knight. The Bruce's penthouse is now the safest place in the city. Let's go to one more, and that's going to be for you, please. If you have any questions, let me know. All right, Andrea, Abel, anybody. The next one is going to be for Mariana and Daniela. And is this one over here?
This place in the city.
He snapped at me about the stupidest things.
That's it. One more time.
At me about the stupidest things.
And one more time. The first part, please. It's a different expression, but try to listen to the first part, please.
He snapped at me about the stupidest things.
Daniela, what are you able to hear in this first part of the video?
She says something like she snaps at me. I don't understand very well.
Okay, you're close. You're very close, Daniela. And after that?
I don't remember.
Don't worry, it's okay. You have it there, and that's very important, Daniela. I'm going with you now, Mariana. What were you able to listen in this part of the video?
Hi, teacher. Good evening.
Hello.
I can listen the superlative, and it's the stupidest things.
Okay, very good. And any clue about the first part, Mariana?
She says that he snapped her about something, but I don't know.
Exactly. Actually, that's the word. There's one preposition missing, but that's great, Mariana. So let's listen one more time.
To me about the stupidest thing.
Sorry, a little bit before from this part.
Safest place in the city.
He snapped at me about the stupidest thing.
Okay, we have the expression that Mariana mentioned. He snapped at me. All right. And then we have the superlative, the stupidest things. Now let's pay attention to the subtitles.
He snapped.
Okay, and there you go. Those are the subtitles. I hope this is showing, but if you can read it, is he snapped at me about the stupidest things, right? So stupid is an adjective, and you can use the superlative form of stupid. Now, this is a different expression. I know that you may not know this, but who can tell me what's the meaning of he snapped at me? What is to snap or to snap at someone? Who knows that? A synonym or something similar to that? Any ideas? We can guess a little bit. All right, we're going to guess a little bit. Let's begin with you, please. Marcelo, what do you say?
I don't know so much, but I think that is like break something, break.
To break, you're saying the verb break, right? To break a leg, something like that.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, yes, a snap has to be, and it's related to that, Marcelo. You are right, but in this case, the expression snap at someone is going to be like idiom, and it's going to be something a little bit different. But yes, you're right, Marcelo. To snap means to break something, but as an idiom, it's going to be something a little bit different. That is going to be to say something very angrily, all right, in an angry way. So he snapped me about the stupidest things. It's like saying he treated her very bad. He was very angry because of some stupid things. All right. So to snap at someone is to angrily say, or in a very angry way, say something to someone. All right. That's the snap at someone. There you go. Thank you. Let's go one more. Then we're going to save the rest for later. And this is going to be for you again, please, Melissa, Fernando, and you also, Marcelo. This is long, but try to get at least, okay, at least the superlative is in between all these ideas. But if you have more words, that's great. Let's listen to this, please.
Emperor of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor. They haven't even given it to me.
Promotion to director of the Kurchatov Institute.
Sorry?
I'm humbled.
All right. It's long. And I know that they don't speak very well. I mean, of course, they speak English very well, but they are like mumbling, right? The words are not clear, but you have to be able to understand this kind of English too, because people are going to speak like this to you also. Okay, one more time.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor. They haven't even given it to me.
Promotion to director of the Kurchatov Institute. I'm humbled.
All right, you have some words there, but one more time, and you're going to tell me, perhaps not the superlative, because the superlative is very soft, but try to get other words if you didn't get the superlative. But if you got it, that's great. And sorry, from this part.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor. They haven't even given it to me.
Promotion to director of the Kurchatov Institute. I'm humbled.
All right, and let me go back. So, for you, please, Marcelo, Melissa, Fernando. And I'm going to begin this time with you, Melissa. What words were you able to understand or to hear in this part of the video?
Teacher, it makes me a little bit difficult, but I understand that he had some letter for one institute, something like that.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we mentioned an institute. He's reading a letter. What else, Melissa? Sorry.
And he's humbled. I don't know how to say that.
Humbled. Good.
Yeah,
Humbled.
that's humbled.
Okay, that's perfect. Yes, that's a great expression, right? You can use it a lot. I'm humbled, right? To be humbled. Great, great. That's enough, Melissa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher.
What else can you add, Marcelo or Fernando? One of you, please, Marcelo or Fernando. Any other words that you were able to listen to?
I got it something else that he's interesting to catch up something or someone. And I only listened that, and before that, the person, I think that he said something like is superlative, but I don't listen so well.
Yes, the other person mentioned, right? Not this guy in the video right now, the other guy, right? The old man mentioned something that is related to the superlative. And yes, Marcelo, we have a word similar to catch, but it's going to be a name. We're going to check that. Thank you. My last question is going to be for you, Fernando. Any other words or expressions that you were able to listen to?
I'm not sure, teacher. They spoke about the Soviet Union.
Great. Good. That is great.
The honor of the Soviet Union.
Yes. Correct. Correct. We have more elements with that, Fernando. So Melissa mentioned something, a letter, an institute, and that this guy is humbled. Marcelo was mentioning also some superlative that the other man mentioned and some words similar to catch. And then you're mentioning the Soviet Union. And that's right. Actually, you have elements there. Let me play it one more time, and I'm going to let it go to the subtitles. All right? So let's listen, please, and let's read the subtitles this time.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
In that part, right? Hero of the Soviet Union, right? Hero of the Soviet Union. All right? He speaks like that. Hero of the Soviet Union. But it's hero of the Soviet Union, right? Hero of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor.
And the other person makes a comment, and that's the superlative, right? The highest of something. You're going to check the highest honor, perhaps. Later.
They haven't even given it to me.
That's present perfect. All right? They haven't even given it to me. All right? They haven't even given it to me. So what is haven't? Negative for present perfect. Even, all right, is like for negative sentences you use even, all right? Not even that. They haven't even given is the, what is the base form of given? Who knows that?
To give.
To give, correct, to give. They haven't even given that. It means that honor to whom? To him, right? To me.
Promotion to director of the Kachatov.
Right? Promotion. What is a promotion? Who can explain what's a promotion? It's not like when you graduate, right? Promotion is a job, right? At a job. What is a promotion? Who can explain that word? For example, you can get promoted to director or director if you want, but director is like British. You can get promoted to manager, right? You can get promoted to chief. So you get promoted, all right? If you have a position at your job, you can get promoted if you are a good worker.
Institute.
Then we have the name of the institute. We're going to read it. It's very weird. And I'm humbled, right? That's what Melissa said. Now read, please, everything.
Hero
That's what we were listening to. Read, please. It's hero of the Soviet Union, right? Our highest or the highest honor. And then the comment, right? They haven't even given it to me. And this is what I was asking you, right? What is promotion? Promotion is to have a higher position in your job, right? You can get promoted to a higher position. In this case, it's a promotion to director or of the Kachapat, right? That's Russian. Of course, I don't speak Russian. Institute. I'm humbled. It means that you feel that, but you are honored. You are humbled, right? About that. So the superlative here, they are not using the, but they can use the there. The highest, right? This is superlative. Our highest honor. All right, so that's the first part. We're going to stop over there. But what you were able to listen, all right, and what you were able to read are superlatives, all right? And before going to the examples, I'm going to ask you something, and it's some examples. And I'm going to begin with you, Daniela. Let's begin with you, please. Reading that and listening to that, can you give me an example, any example of a sentence with superlative, please?
Okay. My sister is taller than my cousin.
Okay, that's good, but that's comparative, right? Your sentence is great. Your sentence is perfect, Daniela. But my sister is taller than my cousin. It's comparative. What is the superlative form of that sentence, Daniela? To make it superlative, you have to say that one person is the best of one group. Okay, not comparing to other person. You have to say that that one person is the best of that group. What is the superlative form of taller, Daniela? What do you say?
The most taller. I don't
Very
know.
close.
No.
Very close. I'm going to help you. You change the ER for EST at the end. Okay, you say tall and EST at the end. How would that be?
Tallest. Okay.
Tallest, exactly. So how do you say that, Daniela? One more time. Try to say that your sister is the in what? In the class, in Cochabamba, right? In the family, where? Give me that sentence, please, Daniela.
My sister is tallest in Cochabamba.
Okay, yes, you can say that. The only thing that is missing there, Daniela, is before tall, you're going to say the. All right, so you're going to say, my sister is the tallest in Cochabamba. And you can say that. My sister is the tallest in my family. Right? My sister is the tallest of us. Right? De nosotros. And you can change the ideas there. Do you have any questions about that, Daniela?
No, thank you, teacher.
There you go. No, you're very welcome. So the only thing you do is tall, you have to add EST and you have to add the before tall. That's it. One more, please, and that's for you, Abel. Can you give me, sorry, before going there, one more example using superlatives, please, Abel?
He is the oldest professional in the company.
Okay, good, good. He or she is the oldest professional, right, in the company. You have the superlative, you have the article there, so it works great. Thank you very much. Now we can continue, and I'm going to ask you to read this, please, Andrea. Read only the definition, please, Andrea.
Okay. Use superlative adjectives to highlight and put emphasis on the idea that something or someone is the number one of a group in a place according to someone's experience. We use a superlative adjective to describe one thing in a group of three or more things.
Thank you very much, Andrea. And the examples, please, are going to be for you, Fernando. Let's read both examples, please.
A is the most intelligent student in her class. That's the nicest guitar I have ever seen.
Thank you very much. So you have the most intelligent and the nicest guitar. So before going to the explanation, I'm going to ask you this. And that question is for you first, Marcelo. Why are we saying here the most intelligent, and why are we saying here the nicest? Why don't we say the most nice guitar? Why do we say the nicest? And why here, why do we say the most intelligent and not the intelligentest? What do you think?
Because the intelligent has 4 syllables, I suppose, and it's the same rule that we can use in the comparatives. If you have 2 or less syllables, 1 or 2 syllables, we have to put the est, I suppose. And if we have more syllables, we have to put less or most.
Thank you very much, Marcelo. And you're right. The explanation was perfect. Intelligent has intelligent, 4 syllables. So we apply the same rule. If we have an adjective with 2 or more syllables, we are going to add the most. But if we, nice, look, it looks like it has 2 syllables, but it's only 1, nice. You don't say nice, no, nice, 1 syllable. So if it's 1 syllable, we add est. If you have an e, only st, and the at the beginning of the sentence, right? The most intelligent, but the nicest guitar I've ever seen. Okay, so you have that idea over there. We're going to practice in a second after this. Let's read one more thing, and it's going to be the rules of short and long adjectives. This is for you, please. Mariana, let's read everything, please. Short adjectives.
Okay. Short adjectives. With short adjectives such as short, long, nice, pretty, small, big, tall, easy, healthy, we have to add the before the adjective and est at the end of that adjective. Adjective short, superlative the shortest, long the longest, small the smallest, big the biggest, thin the thinnest.
Thank you very much. Correct, right? Short adjectives. 1 syllable or some 2 syllable adjectives. And you're going to see which ones in the following part. But remember, short, long, small, big, thin are going to be with est at the end and the before the adjective. That's the first rule. Here we have more details about short adjectives. And we're going to finish reading these, please. Daniela, let's read everything, please. More details.
More details. Short adjectives. 1 syllable adjectives old fast. 2 syllable adjectives ending in I. Happy, easy. Rule add est, old, the oldest. Variation if the adjective in E, just add st. Late, the latest. Variation if the adjective ends in consonant. Vowel consonants, vowel the last consonant. Big, the biggest. Variation if the adjective ends in I. Change the I don't know how to say.
That's why. Why?
Why? Yes, sorry. Happy, the happiest.
There you go. Thank you very much, Daniela. So this is important, please. You have to take this into account. This mainly. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Big, look. B is consonant, right? I is vowel, and then G is consonant. So that's consonant, vowel, consonant. What do? You double the last consonant. That's why we have double G, biggest. We have the same here, right? Remember the last example? This one, thin, consonant, vowel, consonant. That's why we have the thinnest, double N. All right, so that rule is very important. And here, if it ends in Y, happy, easy, healthy, friendly, you change the Y to I and you add est, the happiest. All right, these are the rules you need to know. Short adjectives have more rules than long adjectives. So please check that. No, actually, let's work with this. You know how we work. Please, if you already opened the document, that's perfect. To the ones who didn't, please, as always, I'm going to share a link in the chat. Go to that link, please. Look for your names. And let's write only 2 sentences with short adjectives, okay? Only short adjectives, please, not long adjectives, short ones. All right, some of you are there, please write it. And the ones who don't have access, please go to the link that is in the chat. There you go. The link is in the chat. So let's work with that, please. 2 sentences with short adjectives. Okay, superlatives. They have to be in the superlative form. Try to experiment a little bit, as always. Try to play with the tenses, present, past, future. Try to play with expressions, right? In the world, in the whole world, in the whole wide world, right? In Bolivia, right? In Cochabamba, in my entire family. Try to play with the words. Okay, I'll check it. All right. So we're going to begin checking. Just and before I forget, remember that the final test is already there for you. All right. It was there starting this morning because Gaston asked me to assign it before, and it's going to be there until tomorrow noon. Okay, lunchtime. Please remember, you have tomorrow morning to finish. Noon, not the afternoon, not evening, only morning. That's very important for you to know. But let's check the examples and I'm going to go into more details. And there you go. Abel, please, let's begin with you. Let's read your sentences, please.
He is the fastest driver on the highway, but he isn't the least. He is the least secure.
Okay.
The last project wasn't the easiest.
Okay, great. So the first one, you have two superlatives over there. That's great because again, you are experimenting with this. That's perfect. The fastest driver, perfect. On the highway, great. That's preposition for highway. But he is the least, perhaps instead of secure, you can say the least safe could be the exact word over there. All right, but it's going to be perfect. And the second one, the last project wasn't the easiest. That's great. That's great. Again, you are playing with those words, you are using different tenses, and it seems great, Abel. Thank you very much. I have no other observations over there. Let's go with you, please, Daniela.
Okay. In Cancun, people are the happiest because it is a beautiful and funny place. Latin people are the funniest people of the world.
Okay, great. In Cancun, people are the happiest. We don't need to repeat the happiest people. It's optional. You can do it. But like that, it's more than enough. But again, I'm going to put what is optional. Repeating one more time, people, but it's great. Are the happiest because it is a beautiful and funny place. Perhaps instead of funny, because funny is like someone that makes you laugh a lot. Okay, that's funny. You can say fun. Fun is like entertaining. All right, fun is like entertaining. All right, so funny is like when you laugh with comedy, but I think in this case the best word would be fun. Great. And the second one, Latinos, or only Latinos. Latino people, but I wouldn't use that. Only Latinos, you can say, are the funniest people. Now here we use the funniest, right? That's great. The funniest people of the world. Or sometimes they are going to say, Daniela, that the best preposition is going to be in the world. Okay, but both work over there. Great. Do you have any questions about those corrections, Daniela?
No, thank you, teacher.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Marcelo, let's continue with you, please.
Okay, teacher. Lionel Messi is the best soccer player that I've seen in my life. I ran into my cousin yesterday and I noticed that now he's the tallest of the family.
Okay, great. The best soccer player, superlative, I've ever seen or I've seen in my life. That's an expression that we use a lot with superlative. That's great. Aaron, that's great. You're using the phrasal verbs that we learned. Perfect. And I noticed that now he's the tallest of the family. And again, you can say in the family, sometimes they believe that's the best option, but that works great. Thank you, Marcelo. Melissa, let's read yours, please.
Okay. Sarah is the oldest in my family. And yesterday I saw the hottest man I have ever seen before.
All right, good. So the first one, there you go. Sarah is the oldest in the family. Again, in seems to be the best option. Instead of the family, in. So great there, Melissa. Yesterday I saw the hottest. That's great. You have consonant, vowel, consonant, so double T. Hottest man I've ever seen before. And that's a great expression to do that. That's great. An interesting example, Melissa, but great, very good. And Andrea, let's continue with you, please.
Okay, today is the coldest day I can remember in Cochabamba, and Maria is living in the smallest house in town.
Okay, great. The coldest day, very well. I can remember. That's also a very interesting expression over there, Andrea. Great. And Maria is living in the smallest house in town. Perfect. I have no corrections or observations over there, Andrea. Thank you. Fernando, let's continue with you, please.
Brazil is the biggest football team in the world. It has been the world champion 5 times. Sucre
Very good.
has one of the oldest churches of Bolivia, where the first libertarian cry was given.
Okay, great. Great. It seems great. Again, many words that seem to be very, very, or fit very, very well over there. Great. The biggest football team, perfect, in the world. Yes, that's the right expression. In the world. Of the world could be, but in the world is the best. Very well. Complementary information. It has been the world champion, right? 5 times. Has one of the oldest churches, very good, of Bolivia, or again, as you did it out there, Fernando, in Bolivia can also be perhaps a better option, but it works as well. For the first libertarian cry, okay, was given. All right, very good. I think I have no observations over there also, Fernando. Great job. And let's finish this up with you, Mariana, please.
The movie in the theater about comedy is very funniest, and my friend's house is the biggest in the street.
All right, good. Now let's begin with the second one, okay? We're going to change something in the first one that is very important. So, my friend's house is the biggest in the street. Perfect. The superlative, the biggest, right? Now, in the first one, the movie in the theater about comedy is very, when you use very, Mariana, you only can use funny. You cannot use the superlative, the funniest, or is very funniest, sorry. So you have two options. You can say is very funny, no superlatives, or you can say it's the funniest. All right. So if you want to use superlatives, it's better to use that and don't use very. It's very uncommon, and at least grammatically speaking, we are not going to use very with superlatives. Okay, it's the funniest directly. All right. I don't know if it's okay for you, Mariana, or if you have any questions about that.
It's okay, teacher.
Okay, there you go. Again, it's only one rule, all right? If you have intensifiers like very or so, you don't say very funniest, no. So funniest, no. Too funniest, no. You say the funniest, or you say too funny, so funny, or very funny, okay? Because they are intensifiers. There you go. I think that's it. I think you were able to complete everything. Now let's continue with the class. After this, I have a different video that is going to be, I think, very interesting for you. It's a little bit easier to understand, but you're going to tell me everything that you're able to hear. So let's continue with this. And I'm going to ask you to read, please, Abel. Let's read everything, Abel, please.
Long adjectives with
Sorry, that's a mistake. Let's
long
correct it. Exactly. Long adjectives. There you go.
with long adjectives such as beautiful, comfortable, intelligent, awkward, etc. We have to add the most before the adjective. Beautiful, the most beautiful, comfortable, the most comfortable, intelligent, the most intelligent, awkward, the most awkward.
Thank you very much. So the same rules, right? If it's two or more syllables, we add the most. The most beautiful, the most comfortable, the most intelligent, the most awkward. Those are long adjectives and they have the same rules. Now, before working in two more examples, please, These are common expressions that you can use. And let's read this one, please, Fernando. Let's read everything we have here, please.
Common expressions. Use one of these expressions at the end of the sentences that has a superlative. Do I have to do?
Yes, let's read. No, only let's read and leave the space there. Read directly, for example, in the group or place, and then give the examples afterwards, in the world and so on.
Okay, in the group or place, in the world, in the class, in the house, in Bolivia. Of all, for me or us, of them, I have ever, verb in past participle, I have ever seen, I have ever watched, I have ever eaten.
There you go. Thank you very much, Fernando. So these are very common expressions that you use with superlatives, right? That's the best, I don't know, right? That's the best idea in the world, right? That's the most beautiful place of all. There you use of, okay? In other cases, use in. The best place, or the best, yes, the best place of all. That was the best movie for me, right? For me. That is the most interesting, right, interview I've ever listened to. That's the best movie I've ever watched or I've ever seen. That's the best dish I've ever eaten. So these are common expressions that you can use with adjectives. It means superlatives, long or short. But please, now, because of this explanation and because we're learning about superlatives, please, let's work with long adjectives and try to use one of these expressions this time, please. Two more sentences, please. Let's go to the document. Two more sentences with long adjectives, okay? Long adjectives and with common expressions. All right, let's work with that, please.
Teacher, sorry, we have to do two sentences.
Yes, that's correct, Marcel. Only two sentences, superlative with long adjectives. Okay, you can use, for example, one of these, beautiful, comfortable, intelligent, awkward. And in those two sentences, you also have to use one of these common expressions. Okay, in the world, in Bolivia, in my house, in my family, of all, etc., etc. All right?
Thanks.
Great, you're welcome. All right, so I'm going to start checking, and I'm going to go, well, with you first, Mariana, please. Let's read the two sentences that you wrote.
Okay, in my friend's garden, I saw the most beautiful blue butterfly. The most comfortable plane in which I traveled was Avianca.
Okay, great, great, very good. In my friend's garden, you're saying first the place, that's perfect. Comma, it's great over there if you want to work that. I saw the most beautiful blue butterfly, good. The most comfortable plane in which I traveled was Avianca. And you're using all that idea as subject, a very complex subject. That's great, Mariana. Thank you very much. Let's go with you now, please, Fernando.
Okay, teacher. The first, the most expensive cars in the world are in Arab Emirates. The most modern softwares are developed by engineers in United States.
Okay, okay, great. The most expensive cars in the world, that's expression, perfect. And then you also have that as subject and then are in the place. Very good. The most modern softwares are, I don't know why they are correcting that, we're going to check. Have developed, is developed. No, it's okay. Modern softwares. But, yes, I think I know the idea here. We can say softwares sometime, all right? But usually software is going to be an idea here, Fernando, and they usually only say the most modern software, all right? Even if it's a group of programs. That's why they want to say software and then is, all right? So that's optional over there that you can delete this to accommodate this grammar idea of English, and then you were able, or you're going to be able to say is developed, right? By engineers in, yes, but remember this EEUU is like the acronym for Spanish, but for English, we're only going to say for the USA, right? For the United States of America. Perfect. And there you go. Thank you very much, Fernando. Let's go with you, Andrea, please.
Okay, teacher. I don't know if the meaning of awkward is okay, but I try. My brother is the most intelligent person for me. This chair is the most awkward I have ever sat down.
Okay, okay, let's analyze. It seems to be good. My brother is the most intelligent, great, and you're saying for you. That's perfect. You're using the expression for me, for us, for them, perfect. Then you have, yes, awkward, usually awkward, Andrea is going to be used for certain kind of situations, right? If it's a situation that is very uncomfortable for you and you don't feel good and you want to leave, you say awkward. You can say this chair is the most awkward, but perhaps in the way it looks, in the way it feels, right? It's valid. It's not common to use it with objects, Andrea. The most common way is with events or situations, but it's valid. All right? I have ever said. Okay, okay. We can also say that you're using the past participle, so it works over there. So again, Andrea, it's okay, but awkward, try to use this word mostly with situations or events, all right, in which you don't feel good, you want to leave, and you believe that is very uncomfortable and weird. All right, I don't know if you have any questions about that.
Teacher, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Melissa, let's go with you, please.
Okay, these pants are the most comfortable in the world, and this sunset is the most beautiful I have ever seen before.
Okay, good, very good. The pants, right, or these pants, just one thing over there, remember, this is singular, and to change it to plural, it has to be these, right? Exactly. Yeah. Very good. These pants are the most, and just this, the pronunciation, the stress is going to be like in the first part, like comfortable, all right? Comfortable.
Comfortable, okay.
All right. And if you want to pronounce that in the American way, that A is going to disappear and it's going to be like this, like comfortable. Or sorry, no, not that A. It's going to be this O. All right. And it's going to be comfortable, like that. You pronounce it like that.
Okay, comfortable.
Oh, exactly. All right. That's going to be like the right. There you go. Thank you. And this one, great. Sometimes you don't need before. If you're using ever, sometimes ever can replace the idea of before, because ever means in your entire life. So
Yeah.
it's like the idea of before, it's already there. All right.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you. Let's go with you, please, Marcelo.
Okay, teacher. Albert Einstein is the most intelligent person that the world has ever seen. When I met my girlfriend's family, I felt as the most awkward person.
Okay, let's analyze. Albert Einstein, right, is the most intelligent person that the world has ever seen. That's great. The way it's structured, present perfect with the world, good, very good. The second one, I would change something here. Awkward person could work, Marcelo, but as I was saying to Andrea, it's better to talk about a situation sometimes with awkward. So we can change that to, for example, when I met my girlfriend, oh, so yes, when I met my girlfriend's family, you can say something like this. It was the most awkward situation in which I was. Something like that. All right? Because it's better to talk about the situation, the time with the word awkward instead of person. All right? I don't know if you have questions about that, Marcelo.
Yes, teacher. If we say a word, we have talking. We are talking about plural. Uh, I suppose that it's incorrect if I use have. Yes.
In which part, sorry? Where do you want to use have?
The word has ever seen.
The word, yes, the word is an idea. It's a group, and that group is only one entity, right? And that entity is going to be taken into account as one. So it's going to be singular. The world has ever seen. It's great. Yes, it's incorrect if you use have, because the world is not a plural idea. It's a singular idea of an entity over there. All right. So the way you did is great. Perfect. Any other questions or doubts?
No, thanks, teacher.
Okay, now thank you. Let's go with you now, please, Daniela.
Okay, I've ever seen the most beautiful ballet dance presentation in my life. My best friend is the most intelligent of her class.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Just one little correction here, Daniela. When we say I've ever seen, is like I've seen in my entire life. But that usually is going to be in the last part. But if you want to use present perfect in the first part for your sentence, Daniela, you can say only I've seen. Okay? I've seen the most beautiful ballet dance presentation or performance in my life. So you can use I've ever seen, but in the last part of your sentence with superlatives, Andrea. For example, you can say this. You can say it was the most right beautiful presentation. I'm not going to say everything. I've ever seen. All right. In that part, you can say I've ever seen, but not at the beginning, Daniela, because of the idea of my entire life. It's better at the end or only I've seen. All right. And number 4, but yes, my best friend is the most intelligent of her class. It works perfectly. Do you have any questions about this little correction over here, Daniela?
No, thank you, teacher.
Okay, thank you. And let's finish this up with you, please, Abel.
She's buying the most expensive computer that I've ever seen. She visited the most beautiful places in La Paz.
There you go. Right? Thank you. No observations over there. Buying the most expensive computer, the most beautiful places. Singular, plural, it doesn't matter. Then you have in La Paz, a place I've ever seen, an expression of your entire life. Very good. So we finished with that, guys, and we kind of finished everything that we needed to cover. Just a few more things that we're going to finish right now. This. Remember that we have irregular adjectives. You don't say gooder, you don't say the goodest, right? You say good, better, the best, right? So let me, and help me reading this, please, Mariana. Let's read irregular adjectives, please.
Okay. Irregular adjectives. The following adjectives have irregular forms. Good, to best, bad, the worst, far, the farthest, the furthest.
There you go. Thank you. So remember that, please. You don't say the goodest, the baddest, right? The farthest. Oh, sorry. Yes, the farthest. No, you say the best, the worst, the farthest, or the furthest. That's very important to remember. But very few, right? You don't have many to memorize. And after that, this is something we covered. This is the last part. After this, we watch the video, we analyze it, and we finish the class. Participial adjectives. This is something we covered not long ago, so I'm sure that you remember this. And I'm going to please ask you, Melissa, to read participial or participle adjectives, please.
Okay. All participial adjectives, ing and ed, are long adjectives, so we apply the second rule. That's the most interesting movie I have ever watched. I was the most bored person in that group. The topic was so boring, and she was the most amazing girl I have ever seen.
Thank you very much, Melissa. So remember, participial adjectives are adjectives that end in ing when produces, right? When it produces the feeling, and ed when you feel that. So all of them are going to be with the most interesting, the most bored because you feel bored, the most amazing. All right? All participial adjectives. And practically we're finishing with this. Please, if you have questions, let me know. If not, in these last minutes, we're going to watch a second video. Again, this is easier than the first one, but because it's easier, I'm going to be asking you to be more precise in your answers. All right? So I'm going to be asking you all the sentences that you're able to hear. And this is kind of entertaining. This is for you to learn. This is not like movies or something that is hard English, right? This is English that was made for you to learn English. So that's why it's a little bit easier to understand. So I'm going to begin this. I'm going to choose anybody. All right, so pay attention. No subtitles. All right. So try to listen to everything, and you're going to tell me all the words that you're able to understand.
I think your friend Margaret is very smart.
She certainly is.
All right. I'm going to play one more time. You have the words there. Smart, the smartest. But you have to tell me the exact sentences, please. One more time.
I think your friend Margaret is very smart.
She certainly is. She's the smartest person I know.
All right. Again, perhaps the names are different. I don't need you to know the names very well, but the rest of the sentences. And let's begin with you, please, Marcelo. I'm going to play one more time. Try to pay attention and try to tell me everything that you can hear.
I think your friend Margaret is very smart.
She certainly is. She's the smartest person I know.
All right. So what do you say, Marcelo? What can you hear in this conversation?
Okay, the man talk about a person in Morgan Transon, I don't know, but he said that that man is very smart, and the girl said that yes, he is the smartest that he knew, that she knew. Sorry.
Okay, very good. Let's pay attention one more time. We're going to verify, but you are right in most of that information, Marcelo. So,
I think your friend Margaret is
right,
very smart.
I think your friend, perhaps Margaret, is very smart.
She certainly
This is a word that you can use a lot, guys. Marcelo, Daniela, Abel. She certainly is, right? What is certainly? For sure, right? Positive, yes, certainly. She certainly is, right? She for sure is.
She's the smartest person I
Right?
know.
And she here, she's not using present perfect. She's using present simple. She's the smartest person I know, right? In present. She's the smartest person I know. All right. Now let's pay attention to more, please. I'm going to be asking to some of you. Thank you very much, Marcelo. It can be for any of you, please. Daniela, Abel, or Fernando.
She's also very kind. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. She's the kindest person in my class.
All right. That was another one. I'm going to play it again.
She's the smartest person.
After that, this.
She's also very kind. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. She's the kindest person in my class.
One more time. All right.
She's also very kind. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. She's the kindest person in my class.
That's for you this time, Fernando. What do you say about this part? What are you able to listen to or to hear, perhaps?
First, he said that this person is the most is kind.
Very good. Yes.
He asked that, and then she said that yes, that she's the kindest of her class.
Exactly. Yes, and that's very important, right? And she's the kindest in her class. Very good. Let's listen one more time to verify all those details. Thank you very much. One more time.
She's also very kind. Don't you think?
Right, and that's very important. She's also very kind. And this is a very important question. Don't you think so? Right? Don't you think so? He wants some verifying over there. And she says?
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's the kindest person in
right?
my class.
And as you said, Fernando, she's the kindest person in her class, right? In my class. That's great. Let's go with the next one. That's going to be for anybody, please. So let's pay attention. And one more adjective that is going to be superlative.
You know, she's also very friendly.
You're right. She's probably the friendliest person in the school.
Okay. Very similar, but this is going to help you to gain more experience with this, all right? Earn more ease by using these words. One more time.
You know, she's also very friendly.
You're right. She's probably the friendliest person in the school.
Okay, and one more time, and I'm going to ask anybody, please.
You know, she's also very friendly.
You're right. She's probably the friendliest person in the school.
There you go. And that one is going to be for you, please, Daniela. Anything that you were able to hear.
He said that she is also very friendly.
Good, perfect.
And her say that she say, you're right, she is the friendliest person of the school.
Okay, very good. Yes, she's probably, right, the friendliest person or, right, something in the school. Very good. Let's pay attention one more time. Thank you very much, Daniela. You were very accurate with that.
You know, she's also very
Right?
friendly.
When you say something and you want some verification, you say something like, you know, right? You know, she's also very friendly, right?
right.
And she gives that verification, or she helps by saying, yes, you're right.
She's
And that,
probably
that
the friend.
expression is very important, right? She's probably, all right, very probably, that's high. She's probably
Friendliest person in the
the
school.
friendliest person. And if you listen to, they don't say of the class, they don't say of the school, they say in the class, in the school, right? They use in instead of. That's why I was telling you, it's not incorrect, but it's better to use in. All right, it's better to use in. One more, and we're going to go to one last part. No, actually, let's go to this part. This is going to be a different idea over here about the grammar. All right, the same idea. You're going to tell me everything you are able to understand. I'm going to ask to the ones who didn't participate yet. So let's pay attention.
I think your grandmother is very energetic.
She certainly is. She's the most energetic person I know.
All right, one more time. Let's verify.
I think your grandmother is very energetic.
She certainly is. She's the most energetic person I know.
And the last one. All right, the last time I'm going to ask anybody. So pay attention, please.
I think your grandmother is very energetic.
She certainly is. She's the most energetic person I know.
There you go. And that's going to be for you, please, Melissa.
Okay, I remember that I don't know if she or he is saying that her grandma is the most energetic person she has never meet.
Okay.
Or no?
All right. Yes, some of them are saying that, and the other person agrees or not with that statement, Melissa.
Agrees.
Okay, let's listen to this one more time. Thank you, Melissa, and we're going to verify everything. All right, so let's listen.
I think your grandmother is very energetic.
So first, they don't use superlatives, right? Or he doesn't use superlatives. He says, I think your grandmother or your grandma is very energetic. Do you see? If he uses very, he doesn't use the most very or something like that, right? Only very and energetic. And she agrees and says something in superlative.
She certainly is.
Right? Again, that expression, certainly. She certainly is, right? She for sure is. Absolutely, she is.
She's the most energetic person I know.
Right? And she's the most energetic person I know. So the first idea was his, and then she was able to say that that was right and added a superlative. And this is the last one. With this, we're going to finish the class and everything with me. That's going to be again for everybody, all right, for anybody. So let's pay attention.
She's also very talented.
You're right. She's the most talented person in our family.
All right, one more time.
She's also very talented.
You're right. She's the most talented person in our family.
Okay, and that one, the last one is going to be for you, please. Let's say, I'm going to ask you a number this time. Melissa, give me a number, please, from 1 to 9?
5.
Thank you very much. All right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Marcelo, what were you able to understand in this part?
Okay. He said that she is also very talented. And you're said, and you're right. She's the talented, the most talented, the talented of the family.
Okay, let's verify. You have the idea there, but remember there, Marcelo, if you are doubting, verify. Talented is a participial adjective. And remember that all participial adjectives use the second form. So we're not going to say the talented, we're going to say the most talented, right? But the rest of the ideas were great. Let's listen to it one more time to finish this up.
She's also very talented.
You're right. She's the most talented person in our family.
All right. So the most talented person in our family. And that's it. You have many videos in which you can watch how they use superlatives, videos dedicated to teaching English, and videos that are like footage of movies, series. That's going to be very helpful for you guys. Try to take a look at that, and it's going to be something that is going to help you with your English. But I'm finishing everything with you now, guys. That was the last thing. Just to remember you and to remind you, you can finish the 4 units until today, all right, at midnight. So you have some more hours. If you didn't finish the unit, please do it. As you can see here, you have some of your scores, the grades. Please, if you didn't finish the 4th unit, you can do it tonight until midnight. And as you can see, you have 3 out of 4 because the final test was already assigned. You have until tomorrow noon, all right? Lunchtime, mediodía, all right? Only noon to finish the final test. Tell me, Melissa.
I'm sorry. I don't know if the exam could be until hasta la tarde. Lo que pasa es que estoy con un montón de tareas de la universidad y no tuve tiempo de hacerlo y no sé si voy a poder hacerlo hasta mediodía. Entonces no sé si nos puede dar hasta la noche, hasta las 7.
Let me verify. I'm going to try to ask for you, Melissa, too, because I have to send the grades and the scores tomorrow afternoon.
Oh,
I'm going to ask also Melissa. It's also your name. She is the coordinator. I'm going to ask. I think it's going to be possible. All right.
Okay.
So let me have a conversation with her. If it's possible, I'm going to let you know in the group. But maximum
please, teacher.
7. All right. But so far only until noon. Let me verify.
Please. Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Good. Then that's it, guys. Thank you for everything. The last thing that you're going to do. Sorry. Let me open that one more time. As always, please fill out this last survey. It's a different and a special survey because it has 2 more questions. All right. So please, let's answer those questions that you have over there. And we're going to finish today's class with that. It's loading, guys. Please wait a second. I don't know why it takes so much time. One more time. Sorry. Sometimes.
Teacher.
Yes, tell me.
I have a question. The final exam is on mail on my English lab, and this is the final exam?
Yes, correct, Mariana. This is the final exam, and it's going to be also in the platform, My English Lab. If you go to assignments, you're going to find the final test over there. You have 15 minutes. No, sorry, 60. You have 60 minutes to finish everything that you have over there, Mariana. You finish that, and I'm going to work on the final scores, and everything is going to be sent via email. All right?
Oh, okay, teacher. Thank you.
Perfect. No, you're very welcome. And as always, guys, and again, the last thing I already told you in the conversations that we had, But if you have time, please, you know that you can work on a last review for me. This is only if you have the time to do it, please. I'm sharing the link one more time. The only thing you can do and you have to do over there is that you have to record a video, right? A very short video talking about the experience that you had with me, right? You only introduce yourself. You say, my name is, I am, I don't know, your age, something you want to mention. And if you had a good or a bad experience with me, how was it working with me as your teacher? How was it being a student in my class? Only in a very superficial way, because it has to be 1 minute. To the ones who can do it, please, it's in the chat. All right, if you go to the chat, you're going to be able to find this. And that's it. So we finished the class over here. Thank you very much for everything. You know that the next course is going to be with a different teacher. It was a pleasure working with you, and best of luck for you. See you someday, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher, for all.
Thank you.
You're
teacher,
very
for
welcome.
the classes.
Thanks a lot, teacher.
Good luck.
You're very welcome.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, teacher. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you, teacher, for all.
You're very
Thank you,
welcome.
teacher, very much. It's a pleasure to me.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.